the big guy, Jerry Weintraub, didn't want me for this. He wouldn't even consider me for a reading. Every time my name came up in the casting submittal process, he was adamant. He says, I don't want a comedian. I don't want a comic actor for this role. This is a heavyweight part. I want an actor.
Pat Morita was the heart of the Karate Kid. He played the quiet mentor, Mr. Miyagi, and his wisdom influenced many. However, his life behind the scenes was far from quiet. Before he passed away, Marita finally shared what really happened on set. It was not just about acting, fighting, or performing the crane kick. It involved personal struggles never shown on camera. What truths did he hold for so long? And why did he wait until the end to tell them? The wall before Miyagi. When people think of the Karate Kid, they think of Mr. Miyagi. He's the wise handyman who helps Daniel through tough times. But not many fans know that Pat Morita, who played Miyagi, almost missed out on the role. A major Hollywood producer wanted to keep him from being cast. Pat was known for being funny on TV, making people laugh with his jokes. Producers only saw him as a comedian, not a serious mentor with profound life lessons. Producer Jerry Weintraub was against casting Pat. He wanted a serious actor to show the character's wisdom and past. Because of Weintraub's strong opinions, Pat didn't even get a chance to audition. Weeks passed with headshots and calls to more traditional actors. Weintraub's decision was firm. However, director John Avildsen, who had success with Rocky, pushed back. He recognized that the movie's heart was about the bond between the mentor and student. He insisted on holding auditions, even if Weintraub disagreed. When it was Pat's turn, it felt almost like an afterthought. After years of minor roles, he saw this as a rare chance. The same person Weintraub rejected was now auditioning because of Avildsen's determination. Pat looked different, bearded and tired from a recent gig in Hawaii. He didn't try to impress. The atmosphere in the casting room was tense, and Weintraub's strong stance could have ruined the mood. Over the years, Pat credited Avildsen's determination for changing his career. This shows how fragile movie magic can be. If one person had made a quick judgment, we might not have had the iconic Mr. Miyagi we know today. Pat later said that walls are for climbing or breaking through, not stopping you. It's incredible to think how close we were to a different movie. Have you thought about what might have happened without Marita? What's your favorite underdog casting story? Share in the comments. Hawaii, beard, and fate. In the early 80s, Pat Morita's career was struggling. He had some moments in the spotlight, like stand-up shows and playing Arnold on Happy Days. However, significant opportunities were hard to find, and he did not get many roles in Hollywood. Instead of searching for work in LA, he was in Hawaii, getting by with odd jobs, hosting political fundraisers, writing commercials, and performing at nightclubs. It wasn't glamorous, but it covered his bills. Fans might have thought he was fading away, but to Pat, it was just a quiet time while he waited for what would come next. Then Pat decided to change his look. He didn't have a role or a plan, he just wanted to try something new. He grew his hair out for the first time and let his beard grow scruffy. He joked that he looked more like a beach bum than a professional actor. He wasn't auditioning or taking photos, but relaxing and going with the flow. Surprisingly, this new look would change everything. When the audition for the Karate Kid came, his rugged look made him appear older and wiser, more like a character who had experienced real life. What started as a casual change was perfect for playing Mr. Miyagi. Pat had almost accepted the quiet times in his career. When his contract with his agent was about to end, he nearly let it go, thinking it didn't matter. Instead, he renewed it with a casual, "What the hell?" He left the office thinking about Hawaii and the quiet life ahead, but something unexpected happened. As he stepped outside, his agent's secretary ran after him, asking him to return. His agent leaned out the window and shouted, "Get in here! I have a script that fits you perfectly." That script was the Karate Kid. Pat later described that moment as surreal. He was ready to leave for Hawaii, thinking about slowing down when this opportunity suddenly appeared. He liked the script and signed on for the audition with director John Avildsen. At first, Pat thought this audition would be like any other, but everything fell into place. His look from Hawaii, staying with his agent, and timing his steps right. He believed these small moments led him to this big opportunity. When Pat entered the audition room, he saw only John Avildsen with a camera, as if fate had guided him there. Hollywood has many stories like this, where chance plays a role. What would have happened if his agent hadn't called him back? Do you have a what-if story about casting? Share in the comments. Avildsen's one-man camera test. When Pat Morita auditioned for The Karate Kid, he expected a typical Hollywood setup with producers and executives. Instead, he found director John Avildsen using a camera to film him. Avildsen wanted to see the honest Pat, not a rehearsed performance. He asked Pat to share his story, and they genuinely talked about his career. As Pat performed the complex scenes in the script, he brought real emotion to the character of Miyagi. After his audition, he thought it was a polite goodbye, but Avildsen asked if he wanted to take the script. This moment changed everything for Pat. He walked in feeling like a rejected comedian, but left as a possible mentor. Avildsen defended Pat in meetings with producers, showing the raw footage that proved Pat was more than just a comedian. He was Miyagi. Pat had several callbacks and succeeded each time, performing well alongside Ralph Macchio. It all started with Avildsen's unique approach and the authenticity captured on that tape. It's incredible how one unscripted moment can change everything, right? Have you ever had a what-if moment like that? Share your thoughts. 5 tests, 1 chemistry. Most actors need 1 strong audition to get a role, but Pat Morita had to go through 5 tough auditions to get the part of Mr. Miyagi. At first, producers doubted he could play this wise and profound mentor. In the early rounds, Pat demonstrated Miyagi's quiet strength and depth. The 3rd round checked his chemistry with Ralph Macchio, who played Daniel. Their relationship was crucial to the film. Pat connected naturally with Ralph, making them feel like real mentors and students. During the 4th round, Pat wore a gi, fully transforming into Miyagi, which impressed Ralph even more. The final test happened in an empty soundstage with just Pat, Ralph, and a camera. They worked together seamlessly, showing that Pat had truly become Miyagi. After this, Pat received a vital phone call confirming his casting. Their friendship off-screen mirrored the bond between Daniel and Miyagi, impressing fans for years. What do you think made their chemistry special? Do you have a favorite audition story? Share below. Pat Morita faced 5 tough auditions for the role of Miyagi, but the biggest challenge was producer Jerry Weintraub, who didn't trust a comedian for the part. In the final test, Pat showed Miyagi's special way of speaking, and Ralph reacted with genuine emotion. This changed everything. After a long wait, Weintraub called Pat and said, "You've got Miyagi." This moment confirmed Pat's talent and showed he was more than just a comedian. The atmosphere shifted in the room, allowing Pat to turn Miyagi into a memorable character. But the true challenge was ahead. He needed to make Miyagi's broken English sound genuine and touching, marking a proper comeback for Pat. What do you think about Pat's journey? And how important was his accent to Miyagi's character? How Miyagi's voice was born? Pat Morita's role as Mr. Miyagi was a big moment for him, but creating that famous voice was even more critical. He needed to avoid stereotypes and ensure his character, an immigrant janitor and World War II veteran, felt real. His unique speaking style came from his exhaustion during long auditions. He joked, "That's why Miyagi talks like this." Pat used careful pauses which turned lines like, "A man who catches flies with chopsticks can accomplish anything," into wise lessons. His calm voice contrasted well with Ralph Macchio's character, bringing a steady energy to their scenes. The studio worried about how audiences would react, but Pat focused on respecting the character instead of making fun of him. This choice paid off. Off-screen, his speaking voice was smooth and different from Miyagi's. Fans were surprised by how versatile he was. Pat filled the role with warmth, making it memorable without making it a joke. Although this part revived his career, it limited him in some ways. It's interesting how a tired audition moment turned into a successful role. What line from Miyagi sticks with you? Have you noticed the difference in his interviews? Share your thoughts, set moments he never forgot. For Pat Morita, The Karate Kid was a big moment in his career after years of struggling. While fans loved the crane kick and Miyagi's wisdom, Pat cherished the quieter moments that built his connection with the cast. One standout was the intense night shoot of the drunk Miyagi scene. Some worried fans might not accept the emotional side of Miyagi, but Pat gave a powerful performance that left everyone speechless. Ralph Macchio said that after cut, there was silence, showing Pat's work's impact. That night made Pat realize he could evoke real emotions, not just make people laugh. Another memorable moment was the catching the fly with chopsticks scene. Although it was meant to be a fun scene, Pat's focus made it special and showed Miyagi's playful side. Pat's relationship with Ralph was special. He acted like a big brother, giving Ralph advice off camera. At first, some doubted Pat's ability to take on the role. By the end of filming, even the crew viewed him as a real sensei. Pat also had small rituals on set, like mumbling Miyagi's sayings to stay in character. He connected deeply with the role. Looking back, Pat saw the Karate Kid as a turning point that helped him grow as an artist. The friendships he made on set mattered most to him. In later years, he viewed those moments as essential to his life. What's your favorite Miyagi moment or behind-the-scenes story? Share in the comments. Suppose Pat's thoughts changed how you view the Karate Kid. Tap like and share your favorite Miyagi moment below. Subscribe for more Untold stories and check out the following video for more behind-the-scenes truths.